John Thielen's Destination Fish is brought to you by Alumacraft Boats.
There we go. Got him. Spinnerbait right along the outside edge. And this is what we're doing today. Nice bass.
Nice bass.
Good bass to start. Here's what we're doing today. Most of the time when you see me bass fishing, it's early in the morning. And quite frankly, I love that time of day because you get that topwater bite. And you know, you can still get a topwater bite throughout the day, but one of the things that you have to do is you gotta fish deeper water. Now what I'm doing up here today is I'm throwing a whole bunch of different stuff. In fact, Jamie and I talked about this at the landing this morning. There is nothing today that's off limits. The tackle box is sitting up here, and no matter what you want to throw, and I know you're used to seeing us do shows where I'm throwing a certain bait and talking about a certain bait and explaining how we fish that. But today is going to be more about trying to figure out how to catch fish when it's late morning, early afternoon, and they start sliding out of the shallows, because you know what happens? They get a heck of a lot harder to catch. They get harder to find, but you can still get bass throughout the day. There he is. Got him.
Right. Nice.
Got him. I watched this fish. Jamie, I watched him. I watched him follow it up here. That was so cool.
Awesome.
I slowed down and gave him a chance. I watched him following it back, and he bit it right here at the boat.
Did he
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Wow, was that cool. That was just one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time, because that fish, I watched him coming the whole way. And all of a sudden, he finally just made the decision at the last second to go ahead and grab it. Great chunky little bass,
Yeah.
but you know, what we're doing here is we're fishing about 12 feet of water, and you'll look at the graph and you'll feel like we're fishing 8 feet of water. We're not. It's just the weeds come up that high. So the graph is actually picking up that depth. That Hummingbird's gonna pick it up because the weeds are so thick down there. But we're actually over about 12 feet of water on a lot of this. And what's happening here is these fish that were up in the shallows this morning, I mean, you can look, I'm a long ways away from the shallows. All they've done is slide out. It's a fairly calm day. There's pretty good light penetration down there. And they decided that it's time to bail. And I mean, you look at the watch right now, it's 10 o'clock. I mean, we started late. We deliberately slept in this morning and said, we're gonna fish that are not on that early morning chew. Man, you can still catch bass right through the late morning, early afternoon, right through the whole day, fishing the way we're fishing today. And you know, I'm throwing a spinnerbait right now. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Jamie's been pitching a jig around. I've thrown some topwater stuff because you can still sometimes get them throwing topwater, and we'll throw a little bit of everything when you get to this time of the day. While we cover water looking for our next bite, let's take a look at the logbook. It's a sunny, warm, and calm midsummer day with water temps in the mid-70s. We're fishing late morning into the afternoon, and our focus is on fish that have slid out into 8 to 12 feet. War Eagle spinnerbaits and booyah jigs tipped with a variety of yum plastics are triggering our strikes today. Sometimes catching afternoon bass has just as much to do with throwing a variety of baits as anything else. Jamie just picked up a different rod, and it's his turn to set the hook.
There's one, John. Yep.
Look at that.
Nice.
So listen to this. So we were sitting here, I said, well, I'm gonna throw a topwater through here. I'm gonna check this out. Nice bass too.
Yeah, decent
Good
fish.
So just to show you how sometimes the different patterns are what they are. Really nice fish.
Not bad.
Good bass.
I probably
Look
shouldn't
at
have
that.
flung him, but I did.
You got away with it.
I guess we may. I guess he's in my pants.
Here's what I want to tell you. Jamie says to me, well, here, let me fire that War Eagle spinnerbait that you were throwing that you caught those fish on earlier, just to see if there's a difference. Need pliers or you got him?
Got him. Got him. Yep.
And so he grabbed that. That's his first cast with that bait.
Thing never hit, no more than
Isn't
hit the
that funny?
water.
That's just awesome. And you know what that is?
Beautiful little fish.
That bass right there, I mean, okay, is it the tandem? Is it the color? Is it the noise? Every spinnerbait's a little bit different, but I'll tell you what, that quick, boom.
First
I think
cast.
I'm gonna want my rod back. He actually grabbed my rod.
We might have to wrestle now.
But this is, today is a lot of fun because, like we were saying earlier, I mean, today's just about going out and catching fish. That's awesome, good fish. John Thielen's Destination Fish is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Jamie and I spend a lot of time fishing together, and as much as I lean toward topwaters and other aggressive style baits, he leans towards jigs and plastics, and he's pretty good with that combo. He's about to set a hook. Got one?
There's something, John.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Nice
Good bass.
Yep, perfect.
Good fish.
Excellent. I'm gonna.
Yeah, get him in here.
Got him.
Nice fish. Man, I'll tell you what, that was great because I turned to say something to you, and you were just like so intense getting ready to put it on him. That's great.
Well, we were just talking about the higher the sun gets, the little changes, and all
Yeah.
I did, I switched to a jig.
Yeah,
For that.
great fish.
Yeah, perfect.
Great fish.
Get here back in the water.
Man, that's awesome.
Fat
And
little bugger.
You know, we're just fishing edges. In between fish here, I got a couple things I want to show you. Number one, all my Yum plastics are in this Flambeau half satchel. And what's cool about this is you got divider systems that come in it, but then up on top, I can simply write what's in each one of those compartments, and I've got it all right here. It's simple, it's easy. The other thing is spinner baits. This is a brand new product from Flambeau. It's called the Blade Crate. Inside of it, it's got like little wallets, so I can actually just go through this just like this, and inside of those wallets is the spinnerbait that I say is on there, and it hangs on a hook system so I can lift them right out of there. So easy. If you have spinnerbaits, this is the best way I've ever seen to store them. And then add on top of that it's got the Z-Rust system infused into the plastic. So when you put a spinnerbait back in here and it's still wet, you're not gonna get rusted hooks. I mean, I'll tell you what, it's how I store all my tackle. All my tackle is stored in Flambeau stuff because of Z-Rust and the ingenuity that they put into this stuff.
There's
Got
one,
him?
John. That's a good fish. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Real
it's a
nice
real
fish.
good fish.
Yep.
Beautiful fish.
Popped it off of a weed. There he is.
That's a big fish.
Yeah.
Make sure of him, buddy. That's, oh, that was a big fish. Oh. Oh.
I wasn't even gonna hoist him. I
know.
was gonna lift him.
Oh. We'll see if we can coax that big boy to bite again. In the meantime, let's take a look at another great Alumacraft boat model.
Professional level performance in a perfect size. The Alumacraft Trophy 185 brings it all to the table. Spacious onboard seating, roomy storage, and the classic Alumacraft comfortable and dry ride. The Trophy 185 features taller sides, creating a deeper cockpit for peace of mind in rough water. Additional top-loading storage in both side decks, jump seats for flexible seating options, and the 10-foot-long rod storage. Bow and aft live wells keep your catch alive all day, and the 34-gallon fuel tank makes the long runs easy. At 18 feet 8 inches in length with a 98-inch beam, the Trophy 185 and its 2XP hull can handle any conditions thrown at it. The Trophy 185 is rated for a 175 horsepower outboard, making its performance second to none. Hydraulic steering is standard, as well as amenities like tow holds, lockable storage, and the Alumatrack system. If you're looking for a fully loaded midsize rig, the Trophy 185 is for you. To learn more about the Trophy 185 or to take yours home, visit your local Alumacraft dealer. Now let's get back to the action.
There he is. Got him.
Nice. Good deal.
As soon as I switched over to some spinning tackle and got myself a little more comfortable.
Oh, that's a good.
It's a decent
That's
fish.
a good fish, John.
It's a good fish, yeah.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Absolutely.
Come here, buddy. Oh, geez. Did you see what I almost did there? I almost lost this fish. Out of all the dumb weird luck, the line got into my clasp on my
Sheesh.
watch.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's
Throwing a
dandy.
jig. I got talked into throwing the jig, but here's the deal. It's all about the depth. It's all about getting outside of the main stuff those fish were on earlier this morning and setting yourself up in a depth over the top of the weeds where these fish are gonna slide out and spend their day. And we've kidded about it today quite a lot, about throwing the kitchen sink at them. And I mean, up here in the bow, I mean, at a certain point when we go in today, I'm just gonna have to take 20 minutes and pick baits up.
Looks like
that
a
we've got
tornado.
all over.
Like a tornado just went
for one
over
of
you.
my boats, this is the tornado. But I will tell you at the same time too, man, you get out here and you do this, and you just, when you get into this deeper stuff, you gotta cycle through more baits. You gotta find what they want. And it's kind of been on and off. Earlier it was a spinner bait. Now all of a sudden it's the jig deal. So you come out and you do this, and I'll tell you what, you can still catch bass all day long, even when that topwater bite shuts off. John Thielen's Destination Fish has been brought to you by these great sponsors.